Kitty, and we are here for another episode of Hustle Season. I know y'all missed me. I have a great guest today. Introduce yourself, lovely.
What's up, Kitty? My name is Schondra. I'm a content creator, writer in Buffalo, New York, and I also run Sneakvibing Media, which is a hip-hop and R&B platform based in Buffalo, New York.
Yes, Sneakvibing Media. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so when I first started getting tapped into Buffalo, I'm looking like for different entrepreneurs and things like that. So I've been following you since I came back from North Carolina. I really love your approach to media. Yeah, I really love it. I love your the way you curate like your playlist, the way you like curate your content. It's just always just so like creative, and it's just not like your normal, So shout out to you. Sneakvibing Media is definitely well known in Buffalo. So what you bring to the table is so amazing. I really love it. So where does the name Sneakvibing come from?
So Sneakvibing was something I made up in college. So shout out to Buffalo State. I was a journalism major at Buffalo State. That's kind of how I got my start. When I started there, I was with other journalism majors, and a lot of people were on WordPress. I don't know if you guys know WordPress. It's like kind of like a site builder, but it's way more like article focused.
Okay.
So I got on WordPress, and I actually had a blog first called Awkward Black Girl. It was kind of like a homage to Issa Rae, because Issa Rae used to have a YouTube series called Awkward Black Girl before she did Insecure.
Right.
So it was that. And then I knew I wanted to do something about music because I'm a music fanatic. I've always been. And I kind of went through this whole transition in college of falling in love with hip hop like on my own. Like my dad is from the Bronx. My mom is from like Yonkers. Like they grew up in hip hop. But they also became like really strong Christians, so there was certain stuff we couldn't listen to. Right. So when I got in college, I just became re-exposed to hip hop music, and I was like, whoa, this is like beautiful. This is like our culture. So long story short, that was a very breathy way to say I came up with Sneakvibing because at the time everybody was saying sneak dissing.
Right.
And I was like, sneak dissing, like that's just so shady. Sneakvibing.
That's
like
so
what if I'm vibing? And it's crazy because I would have like conversations with people and they'd be like, you don't look like the type of person to know that music. When I tell you I listen to everything, like I love hip hop. Hip hop is probably number one, but I love alternative music. I love a little bit of rock, occasionally some country. Like I listen to a lot of weird stuff too. So people would be shocked when I'm like knowledgeable about certain artists and stuff. So it was like Sneakvibing. Like you don't know what I have in my arsenal, but I listen to everything.
Yeah, I love how you turn a negative into a positive. That's so dope. I'm so glad I asked you that question because I was always wondering, like, Sneakvibing, that's such a creative name, and now I get to know what. So Sneak Dissing turned into Sneakvibing. I love that. Yeah. So that's dope. And you said that you listen to like a lot of weird music or whatever the case may be. And like people say weird, but it's really not weird. Like when I was in
that's true.
When I was in high school, like I was like one of those like artistic girls. Like you could tell that I was gonna come out of high school and work some type of job where I can dress well because I like wore dresses and heels in high school. But I listened to a lot of country music. Like and I was more soft spoken back then. So you really didn't know what I was into really, and you probably did think I was more into like pop and stuff back then versus rap, because honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, when I first dived into music, I didn't like rap. And the reason I didn't like the newer rap. Like, I love, like, 90s, anything, like hip-hop, rap, and all of that. But I just didn't like it because I just felt like it was just too aggressive and too, like, the things that they rapped about I didn't relate to and things like that. But I did, like as time went on and I started, like, listening to different rappers, because I was just really only listening to, like, Lil Wayne. Like,
okay.
So, like, I was like,
everybody had that.
I'd be in a car singing Steady Mobbing, like, because, I know the words, but I'm still like, I'm steady mobbing, but, I be chilling, though. But so once I started like tapping into like different rappers, I started to love rap, like because I was really only like tunnel vision with rap. And then hip hop has like I'm a '90s girl, so hip hop has a major effect on me. I just love like all different types of hip hop. Just the music just spoke to me a little more, like what I can relate to.
Yeah.
So like pop, country and hip hop was my three majors. So yeah, I definitely understand that. So when you did have you said you had a Awkward Black Girl, you said that was a podcast?
That was a blog. So Issa Rae, I just felt so seen when Issa Rae had the Awkward Black Girl. I don't know if you ever seen it. It's still on YouTube too.
I've heard of it, but I never really dived into it.
So what happened was Issa Rae, and I think I found it a little late too. Issa Rae did a YouTube series in California called Awkward Black Girl. The first YouTube series was so popular that Pharrell funded like the second season on, and I don't know if you know his platform, I Am Other. That's another thing too. I used to watch his I Am Other YouTube series. He used to have this one guy. It was just really cool because it showed different images and stories of blackness. I think at that time, like there was such a stereotypical look of what black people did and done. Now because of social media, like we know there's black people that do all different type of things. But like back then, I just needed that identity, especially as someone that grew up kind of like somewhat. I have a very interesting upbringing because even though I grew up in the hood, I was very sheltered, and my parents were like, my parents were actually pastors. My mother was a pastor, so we were in church all the time. Like we were never not out of church. And then even when we got a little older, we had moved to the suburbs, so I was still kind of sheltered in a way. But it wasn't until college that I really got to like just explore so many different things. And music was a big one for me. Music and identity, I feel like, really goes hand in hand with me and my story. But long story short, yes, I created that blog because I just felt like I wanted to share my perspective as someone that was like a black woman, but maybe didn't feel like she fit in anywhere. So that was a big thing for me. And then I came up with Sneakvibing like shortly after, but I was just writing about things that I was passionate about on WordPress.
That's great. So was it like music, entertainment, or was it just like anything? Like, was it just like whatever, like your thoughts?
Yes. So I would like things that would happen. Another thing too, when I went to Buffalo State, so you got to think, prior to that, I know you said you're from North Carolina, so I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm not from North Carolina. I was living in North Carolina.
But you're from Buffalo?
Yep.
Okay, so you probably know. So I went to Sweet Home High School. So Sweet Home is like Amherst area.
Yeah, I'm more like Niagara Falls, though.
Oh, you Niagara Falls. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I went to school in Buffalo when I was younger, like maybe 3 years of my life. But it was like when I was super young. So like by the time I moved to Niagara Falls, it was like, okay,
But you're familiar with like Amherst area.
Yeah.
So prior to that, my mother homeschooled us for a bit because I later found out the reason why she homeschooled us because we were in, no shade to Cheektowaga, but she did not want us to go to Cheektowaga schools because they were known for being racist. So she was like, we not doing that. So my mother homeschooled us for like 2-3 years. And then we went to a private Christian school in Williamsville. And then after that, we went to Buffalo United, which was like a black charter school. So that was a culture shock. Then we went to Sweet Home High School, or I did because I went straight into high school. And then that was another culture shock again because then it was like predominantly white again. So I've always been very observant about how people move and how cultures move. And that was something that I always like, and even now being an adult, I realize I analyze that as a young person too. Like, how do I fit in this? How, when I express myself, how do people receive it differently than other people? So I think I was able to kind of go through my own personal therapeutic journey through music because I felt like music was where you could voice those concerns, and writing too. Writing was I was really big into English in high school, and I felt like writing was a way for you to tell your opinion without people getting offended because they can read it and process it their own way. They're not listening to you yap. They're actually reading your story, and if they're taking the time to read, then they actually want to hear what you have to say. So to me, being artistic and finding a way to share my opinions in a effective way was a way for me to like release a lot of the, just microaggressions, like societal woes, like of just being a Black woman, which I'm sure you understand. Like we just go through a lot that's not even said. We recognize it. We don't even say it because it's just our reality.
It's just our reality is just like what we are used to. And,
right.
I love that you did that because it's just like we need to find our voice. You know what I mean? Yeah. And like we shouldn't be hindered by like criticism and things like that may prevent, because a lot of people don't follow their dreams and they don't pursue certain things because they are scared of what people are going to say.
Yes.
And a lot of times you could be great, like you could be a multi-millionaire rapper and you'll never know if you don't start rapping. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because a lot of people really hinder their growth and hinder like, what they could be because we're so worried about what everybody else are saying and thinking. Like that's just the reality we live in. But you took that and you still made it into something. You're like, hey, I don't feel like I fit in, and things like that. But I love music and I love expressing myself. So I don't care. I'm gonna still do this. And it takes a lot for somebody to do that. Like it takes a lot. Like I
think I've always just been rebellious. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've been rebellious in a very
positive way.
In a positive way, but I'm very calculated.
Okay.
And I'm not just rebellious where I'll just do anything. Like I'm the oldest of 5, so I'm the oldest sister. So also too, just being the oldest child comes with so many responsibilities. That's a whole nother thing. But being the oldest, you're responsible for so many things. But as I got older, I've always, even when I was like quieter, I always found a way to be to be rebellious in my own way, and it would get me in trouble. But I realized I'm so glad I kept that about myself, because now I'm able to kind of deviate from what people expect,
Well, the rebels are the risk takers. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I say. Like it's a lot of risk in business. And I'm still working on where I want to be, and I'm still taking risks. You know what I mean?
Me too. It's a journey.
Even like with investments and things like that, and you're like, okay, I hope this investment turns into something. You know what I mean? Like, so the rebel is the risk taker, and I just think that is a beautiful thing because, I have this big thing where I just don't like being like put into a box, right? Like people, like before I was doing a podcast and I was doing my boutique. And then like when I started doing the podcast and like really started doing it for real, there was people coming out like, how is she podcasting and she sell clothes? It's like, you don't know what dreams and aspirations I have in life. You know what I mean? Like, so like, I just always felt like that was a major part of my journey. Like if I didn't take that risk, then I wouldn't be where I am right now. So shout out to the rebels. Shout out to the risk takers.
And shout out to consistency. I want to say that too. I want to give you flowers too, because you've been very, very consistent, and I've seen you work. I've seen you do so much. I've seen you model work. Any way you can have like a creative output, you do it. And that's another thing. We're not a monolith. You can do multiple things at one time. Of course, you want to be smart about it, but you can do multiple things. And like one thing I will tell you too is like when I first started, there were like other hip hop, like Buffalo hip hop platforms around, and I was super inspired by them. And now like years later, a lot of those platforms, either they're still around, but they're not in the like same capacity that they were. And it's crazy because like I was inspired by them, and now I'm in this position where I'm kind of doing what they were doing. And it's crazy because when I first started, like I would go to events and stuff and people would not even bat an eye. And this is something like I kind of like prepared myself for. I was like, prepare yourself to be disappointed a little bit, because you don't look and act like how other people act in this space. So it's going to take time for people to catch on. And that's exactly what happened. Is like I was like, you know what, I just have to be consistent, let people know I'm serious about this, let people know I actually care about the music, I care about the artist. And now at first it was just about talking about music. Now it's about how can I provide resources, give exposure to all these talented people in Buffalo, especially people that look like me that deserve it. And so you're going to go through that journey of where anytime you're trying to work and elevate, like, people are going to look at it weird because they don't understand it. But that's why, and I feel like there's a lot of clips on social media that I've been saying, it's like, that's why God gives you the vision, because you can see it. You have to make other people see it. I remember when Chloe and Halle first came out. Side note too, people used to bash Chloe and Halle.
I know, they did.
So bad. And I remember Chloe was in an interview and she was like, Beyonce told us, because, you know, Beyonce is like, she's over them.
Yeah.
Beyonce told them, she was like, let people find your wave. Don't go to their wave. Let people find your wave. They'll catch on. It's going to take time. And I remember when, like, Chloe and Halle released, I think it was their either first or second project, people were like, oh, this project is so corny, da-da-da-da. By the next project, everybody loved Chloe and Halle. And it's like, let people find your wave. And and also, too, the people that maybe you want to find your wave that don't, sometimes that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know you want them to be a part of this thing, but sometimes that's a good thing because it just doesn't align. The values and the vision and what you guys see doesn't align. So that's also okay too. Sometimes it can be hurtful, but it's okay. Yeah. But keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate that, because I'm just trying to be great. You know what I mean? Like, and like I said, I created this platform because I wanted to, like, put a spotlight. When I did move back from North Carolina and I got into this, I started a project before this where I was working with, like, a different person, and I was kind of, like, working on their project. And as I was working on their project, I saw, like, I met so many different people on the project, so many different artists and things like that. And I'm like, dang, like, Buffalo really got some good artists around here. Like, this is a great, like, I was just meeting so many people, and I'm like, yo, what can I do to contribute? You know, so when I started Hustle Season, it was just like, so I can just have conversations to know all these people. And I wanted all of, like, my audience to discover the people the way that I'm discovering them, like, just by, like, a natural conversation. And, like, I was seeing, like you were one of my inspirations when I started doing, like, the media aspect of it, because I'm like, this is so dope. She just be outside, you know, and, you know, I can't be as outside as much as you, because I got my daughter, but when I see that, it just motivates me to, like, when I am at a place to be able to be outside like that, like, this is, like, the way that you do things, it's, like, super motivating, because it's, like, you so creative with it. And it's just, like, even when you do, like, like, when you're talking about, like, the music, like, the different music that you're into, like, even if it's not, like more of the local music, even if it's, like, the other, like, the celebrities and whatnot, I'd be, like, watching, and I'd be, like, I, like, be very interested in your approach to it. You know what I mean? So, like, keep doing what you're doing. Like, you're an inspiration by yourself, you know? And, yeah, it's like what you said. Like, I learned a lot of lessons along the way, like, working with different people. That's why I think that I should open up more. But I feel like every time I was opening up, like, I was running into the wrong people. And, like, I'm the person that give people the benefit of the doubt, and, like, I like to experience my own thing, so I can, you know, because you never know what happened between two people that caused somebody to feel a certain way about them. Yeah. So I was just trying to get my own judgment on certain people, and, like, I learned that sometimes you do got to listen to people when they're telling you about, because sometimes you just don't have time to experience that with that person. Like, and I was working with people who was just definitely not people I should have been working with. And it caused me to be in drama. Like, it caused me to have drama. It caused me to be talked about. And it caused, like, people to, like, have secretive, like, animosity towards me, just from doing business with these people. Like, it wasn't even people I
think it's important, too, to have boundaries. Yeah. Like, and sometimes it sucks because you'll meet somebody. I've met people that are, like, just crazy talented, really dope, and you could tell they're really dope people, too. But you want to kind of have that boundary even at the beginning, because you just don't know where it'll go. And I feel like I've learned that too. But I'm pretty proactive in like I'm a Cancer, so we're feelers, and we sense stuff so deeply.
Yeah.
So like I can feel the energy sometimes even before I get in the room, and based on that tells me how I should move. But I'm just careful in general with everyone, because you just never know where someone's at. And I also think about, and this might be my religious background, but I also think about the spiritual state of a person too. Do they have the capacity to for me to talk to them in this way? Do they have the capacity for us to have this certain type of relationship or business relationship, or even if the business relationship develops as a close friend or a family type of relationship? Because that happens too, but that happens naturally, you know? But I've also just learned to have good boundaries. You don't have to be rude, you don't have to be nasty, but just having good boundaries, even when you first meet a person, and considering what they're able to understand, what they're able to deal with, what they can receive. So I think that just takes time. I feel like I learned that early, just being the oldest child and dealing with so much early on in my life. But yeah, it's a journey. It's a journey. I'm still learning. I still mess up. Sometimes I have a bad habit sometimes of giving people the benefit of the doubt, and then if you show me your true colors, now I know.
And then you know what? They be so mad when you want to disconnect.
They be so upset.
And it's just like, yo, like me.
But you gave them that benefit, though.
Yes, but me disconnecting from you doesn't mean that I'm upset with you. It doesn't mean that
we can only go here.
Like, and people take it so personal, and it's just like for anybody that's listening, any disconnection that I have had with a person, it's not beef. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I got to protect my peace, and I have to grow in the way that I need to grow. And sometimes I may have to disconnect from certain people to do that. And, you know, because it stresses me out to connect with people and things not go the way that it should go. So, like, I have to do that. And it's nothing against the person. It's just what I have to do. Please don't take it personal. But
what's your sign?
I'm a Gemini.
Gemini, okay.
Don't come for me.
Okay. My sister is a Gemini. My sister is a Gemini. Okay.
You know,
so I get
mood swings, things like that. All right, but
actually, Geminis and Cancers are very similar. I think just Geminis get a bad rap because they're a little bit more dramatic.
But that's it. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I'm dramatic. So when I'm happy, I'm like happy.
And
when I'm mad, like
y'all mad,
just get away from me, please.
And y'all are loyal. Only one thing I will say about Geminis, though, they're very, very loyal, but sometimes they could be loyal to bad people.
That's my problem.
I'm like, okay, I understand that loyalty, and this is a conversation. Side note, this is a conversation I had with some family members recently. I was like, if you could have loyalty or respect, what would you have? Most people said loyalty. I'm like, respect. I don't need you to be loyal to me. I don't need you. Now, there's a line with that. Like, if you're family or if you're like a romantic partner, that's different. But I'm talking about just in general, like even friends. I don't need you necessarily to be super loyal to me. I need you to respect me. Yes. Because at the end of the day, like, respect what I'm doing. And a lot of times, if the respect is there, the loyalty will come. But if somebody's just loyal and you just dumbly loyal to something that's not good, it's like,
and then it's just like, if you loyal to something but you don't respect it, then what really how is your morality for real?
I just think people like ride or dies, and I'm just like, ride or die is not that enticing to me personally, just based on like what I've seen and witnessed. To me, ride or die. Now, the only person I think should be a ride or die is maybe like a romantic partner or like really close family. But even that, I'm just like, I don't want anybody to be just like loyal and don't think about why they're loyal, like just loyal just because, you know?
So the term ride or die, I always had a problem with that term because, okay, the ride part, cool, but I'm not trying to die. And we ain't talking about like die for real, like, because when I think about that, it's
like
just like
horrible circumstances.
Yes, it's just like what I was saying, right? Like when I was connecting with certain people, right? And it's just like I was riding for them, right? But when it came to part to die, I was peed off that I had to die. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't die for nobody no more, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, I can ride for you, but when you ready to make that move to where, you know, it's time to die, I'm going to go that way. You know, and it's just like what I was saying about disconnecting. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's no beef. I just want to live.
I think the love can be unconditional. I think you can have unconditional love for someone, but it's not unconditional circumstances now. You can love someone. There can be someone that's like just doing a lot of horrible things, people that are not doing the right things, and you can love them because they're your family or whatever, what have you. But circumstances, not unconditional. I am sorry.
No, I am sorry.
I am out of here, deuces.
It was even so bad. Like, there was this one videographer or person, entrepreneur in Buffalo that I was working with, and I worked at a couple of different projects with. And like, we're not talking right now, like, and I had to disconnect from this person, but he was somebody I really value. And I don't even think he understand how much I value him. And it was just like, I took a lot, because, you know, I got 2 children at home. And I took a lot of my time to do the projects with him. I took a lot of my energy, like, and even my free time went to helping with his projects. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my loyalty lied. And that's because I respected him as a person. You know what I mean? And then as time went on, we developed a friendship. And I valued that friendship with him because I really liked him as a person. Even when other people were saying things about him, I didn't care because I really thought he was a cool person. And he's still a cool person, but when it came time to see some things about like how the business was going, and I had to disconnect from him, it hurt. Like, it was very hurtful because it was just like, I respected this. I respect you. Yeah. Like, I really care, and I really respect you, and I really care about you. But I have to disconnect because of my mental peace. And even though I value you and I respect you, I gotta go over there. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's definitely necessary. So I did want to ask you, another thing I did want to ask you, your music genre, right? What is your favorite like type of music right now? I'm really curious. Ooh.
I'm starting to realize that I love just like sonic experimentalism. So when I say that, I like when people do fun things sonically. I love rapping. I love bars. So one thing I realized too, and I probably get this from my dad, like, we grew up listening, the hip hop music we did listen to was a lot of Pharrell, a lot of Snoop Dogg. And even though my parents are from New York, it took me in college going back to listen to like Wu-Tang and Cannabis and all these iconic rappers. Like, it took me going back and listening because my dad is really into kind of like, I call it genre bending, like that hip hop R&B type of vibe, which is still very popular today. I mean, we got SZA, we got Summer Walker, we got, you know, Miguel, all these artists that still do that. But I really like stuff that's like sonically pleasing. So I've been getting into JID recently. JID, he's part of J. Cole's label, I believe. I've really been getting into a lot of like rising artists, like, cause my thing is, and even with Sneakvibing, like, I love Buffalo, and I'm keep doing Buffalo artists. But if people don't know, I've been like sneaking in other artists that are not from Buffalo.
I've noticed.
Because at some point I want to transition into just being like an underground hip hop platform. So we're just highlighting rising artists that I think are really great. So I've been listening to Soul Child. I believe she's a rapper from Chicago. She kind of has like this R&B hip hop feel. She reminds me of like a mix of like Love the Genius and AI the Anomaly. So both of them are from Buffalo. But that's what Soul Child reminds me of. Who else have I been listening to? There's this other artist. He's like a hip hop turned like grunge rapper type of guy. His name is Kari, but his early stuff I love. Super relevant right now. I love the Clips album. Pharrell went crazy on that. Oh my God.
It's definitely.
And then also too, just the rapping is awesome. It's cool to see the Clips back together, the brothers back together. Who else have I been listening to? I feel like I always gray out when people ask me about music because like I listen to so much. Because I've been listening to like merengue, but then I've been going back to like 80s music. I've been getting into like James Brown again. I always have these like weird James Brown and Tina Marie eras where I just want to listen to 80s music.
I love
That's it. It's crazy. I go back and forth, but I love good instruments. I love good sonics. I love Afrobeat's been in for me because like you get the best of both worlds. You get good vocals and good rapping, but also just like the instrumentation of it is so good. Mm-hmm. But then you mentioned North Carolina. They're having their country wave right now, thanks to Beyonce with Cowboy Carter. But they're having their like boots on the ground, the whole trail ride thing. Like they're having their own thing. Matter of fact, there's another artist. This is another thing too. Like Instagram has become a huge music finding source for me. Instagram and TikTok. There's this artist. He looks young. They call him like an old YN, which is funny. But this young artist, but he sounds like Marvin Gaye almost. Super young, and he's been traveling like all around the South, like singing these old like, you know, I was born by the river, like songs like that. And he's been taking off, but he dresses like Moneybagg Yo. Like he dresses like a rapper, but his music is so like soulful and like very like just country soul R&B vibe. So I just love that. I love that. I've been listening to everything. Oh, number one right now, Doechii.
I know. You seem like a Doechii person.
Oh my gosh, Doechii. I love Doechii. To see like, and I know people like, this is I've been going through this thing like the music heads on social media are like young Gen Zers, and they're from all different backgrounds, so they don't understand the cultural importance and significance of Doechii. We haven't had a dark-skinned rapper like her that's super versatile like her
in a long time.
That is so herself and do these crazy wonky things, but also has a skill set level to back it up. Like, and I know everybody hates Azealia Banks, but I remember finding Azealia Banks in high school and being blown away because I had never heard a rapper rapping over house beats. And this was like 20. I don't know if you know Azealia Banks.
Yeah.
This was like 2010, 2011 when I was in high school, when I was listening to Azealia Banks, and I was obsessed with her. Yeah. Obviously, she's super problematic. One thing I got to give her, though, her talent is, like, even now, her music is just so good. Unfortunately, she will never get that respect because she's just been slandered. So she's slandered so many people, and I think it's because, long story short, I think it's because she has some self-hate and some things that she's been through. And she's probably been going through scorned by the industry. And she was, like, kind of the first to break through in that genre. And anytime you're the first and you're a person of color, it's going to be hard on you. And
then definitely if you feel like you're not getting the recognition you deserve.
Yeah.
So she might feel like with her feeling like she's the first and breaking through, she probably feels like she should get way more credit than
she was hating on Doechii so bad, and I was shocked to see it because I'm like,
she was hating on Doechii.
Yeah, she did this whole thing about how Doechii is because everybody's been saying she's an industry plant, which is crazy. Do you know how hard it would be for Doechii to be an industry plant? Like, and she's documented her journey on YouTube. Like,
I think her
side note too. I just want to inform the people because I had to even tell my people like, yo, y'all just be saying stuff without doing the research. Right. Anxiety, which blew up, she did that song like years ago. People found it on social media and brought it back, and then because they brought it back, she's like, oh, I'm gonna do a music video for it and promote it because she's being a smart artist. Yeah, that's smart. So they went back and found a song she did in like 2013 and brought it back. And not only that, another rapper sampled it. Some New York rapper sampled it. That's why it got popular again. So it wasn't she just made this song out of the blue, because they were like, how could she go from Alligator Bites Never Healed to that? Like, that's so corny. So I think they thought that was an industry plant move, but the people chose that. TikTok blew up because they found that song and started playing it, and then she just capitalized off of it. It wasn't like that was something she made after she dropped Alligator Bites Never Healed. But that's the things I'm talking about. Like, you got to put in context of what you're saying. Because of social media, people just instantly react to stuff without researching. So that's why I'm very careful of like instantly reacting. Right. A lot of times I'll sit with something and try to understand the context of how this thing happened. But everybody loves the sensationalized,
Yeah.
ooh, gossipy version of it. So
Yeah, everybody always gonna jump on the bandwagon
Yeah.
of the, and it's just like what you said. People just really just need to do their research. It's okay to have an opinion on things, but at least let it be like an educated one.
Yeah. Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like, so the last question I want to ask you, we've been having such a great conversation.
Yes,
Thank
it's been
you
great.
so much. The last question I want to ask you just surfaces around Sneakvibing. So Sneakvibing is this wonderful media platform in which you put on for the music artists, all different genres. Just I noticed the versatility in the music that you present to social media and the the things that you say about it, even with the events. What's your favorite part of Sneakvibing? Like, what is your favorite part of the process right now?
Ooh. There's so many things I enjoy about it. It's still very therapeutic for me. Like, I enjoy listening to music, connecting with people over music. I think the thing I enjoy most is when somebody DMs me and like, hey, I have a new album, check it out. And then I listen to it and I'm blown away. Yeah. That to me like gives me so much joy. And then when I can make content about it and share it with other people, and that's another thing. Like I try to really focus on quality music and either a quality music or like a quality message. Yeah, but I think I enjoy that process of just being in my room, putting my headphones on, listening to a song from an artist I know, like I can touch and feel and talk to, and they've dropped like this beautiful piece of work, and I'm like, man, this is awesome. Most recently, I felt that with Neftali. Shout out to Neftali. Shout out to Freak the Mighty. I don't know if you know Neftali, but
the name is familiar. I may have to tap in.
He dropped a project recently, earlier this year. And I was blown away by it. And then to actually talk to him and interview him about it was just really dope. And I'm like, this is what it's about.
That's what it's about.
This is what it's about. So I love that part.
That's what
I kind of I love making the content. I love being goofy and doing funny stuff. Like I love all of it. Yeah. Creating, I actually am really into, and I think this is probably something I'm going to get into on the side, like graphic design. I love like editing. Yeah. I didn't realize how much I love editing when I had the time.
Right.
It's so time consuming. But I love editing and creating like small pieces of content. And if I had the time, I would edit and create larger pieces. But I really enjoy that too.
Well, I really enjoy what you bring to the table. I really enjoy your hustle and your consistency. I think that I get really inspired when you post things and when you speak about the music and everything. I love how educated and how in tune you are with that. So keep doing what you're doing. Sneakvibing is a great platform for Buffalo, and everybody should check it out. So we are going to end with that. Like, tell the people how they can find you on social media and connect with you.
Yes, thank you again for having me. You can follow me on Sneakvibing Media on Instagram. We're Sneakvibing on Twitter, I believe. We're Sneakvibing on YouTube. Basically, Sneakvibing everything. If you don't know how to spell that, Sneak, SNEAK, Vibing, VIBING. And yeah, stay tuned. I'm always updating the playlist, and I try to make it easy for you to discover local hip hop and R&B artists. So yeah.
That part, and we sneak vibing over here, not sneak dissing.
Sneak vibing over here. Yep, always sneak vibing, no dissing, vibing.
That is right. And make sure y'all hit subscribe, Kitty Quinn Productions on YouTube, and check out Hustle Season and many more projects that Kitty Quinn Production will be having coming up. Thank you so much for tapping in with me, and make sure y'all stay hustling. I'm calling, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it.